The next season of Fortnite has been revealed, being Chapter 6 Season 3 releasing on May the 2nd. The theme of the brand new season and also some of the brand new Battle Pass skins you guys can expect to see inside of Fortnite Season 3 and much more that we're going to be going over here in today's video, so trust me, you want to be sure you're staying tuned. I honestly don't think anybody was expecting to see this make its way into the next season of Fortnite. But first, drop a like and subscribe right now if you want this to be your Fortnite account in exactly 65 days. And well, if you don't, this will be your account. So the choice is all yours. Do with that information as you will. And if any of you guys haven't picking up anything inside of the Fortnite item shop for yourself, do consider using my support creator code YTORAY as it greatly supports the channel. That extra mile. Hashtag ad. With all of that being said, let's get straight into today's brand new video. So obviously we have tons of leaks about the brand new season of Fortnite, especially when it does come to some of the brand new Battle Pass skins, which we're going to be getting into in just a moment, such as the fact that the new season of Fortnite will be releasing on May the 2nd, just 2 days before May the 4th, where obviously we will be getting a brand new Star Wars event. And well, rather than getting a Star Wars event, it looks like we're actually going to be getting a full-fledged Star Wars season, just like last year when we obviously had the Absolute Doom season, obviously for Marvel. And well, this makes sense considering we obviously have some teasers on the Fortnite island right now, such as the chest that you can obviously find as a part of the storyline quest, which you can see right here clearly is actually a Star Wars chest that we've seen on the island beforehand, where you were able to get some Star Wars items from these chests, such as the E11 blaster and also some lightsabers. And I believe this is the exact same chest that was actually seen all the way back during Fortnite Chapter 2, and we did actually have a Star Wars live event, where obviously you can see here is that design, which you can clearly see is the exact same one as the one we actually have on the island right now. And well, this is no coincidence, considering we do know that by the end of this year, Fortnite and Disney are going to be preparing to launch their brand new game mode, which obviously we had announced last year, which you can obviously see here is that trailer right here, where we can actually see we're going to have an all brand new Fortnite Disney World experience, which we know little to nothing about as of right now. All we do know is that somehow if you guys actually do manage to go to Disneyland or Disney World yourself, it will somehow be able to directly affect your game. So I'm really curious what exactly that does mean, but it still looks pretty cool nonetheless, as we're going to be able to explore brand new Star Wars worlds, brand new Marvel universes, and also some other Disney properties such as Pixar and also the other Disney characters. So that's honestly pretty sick. You can be sure to let me know down in the comments what you think about that, as it's obviously ramping up for the release of that. As we do know, we're supposed to be seeing the arrival of all brand new Disney skins inside of Fortnite, but they will not be usable inside of Battle Royale, as they actually don't want these characters to be using guns, which I'm guessing is going to be from the likes of Pixar characters and potentially even the likes of Mickey Mouse. I think that would honestly be hilarious if we had Mickey Mouse in the form of a brand new skin, but that's obviously arriving at the very end of the year, and this is obviously why we're getting the release of a brand new Star Wars season when we literally just had a Marvel themed season last year, which was personally one of my favorite seasons we actually had in Fortnite. But we're getting ahead of ourselves, as we do actually have all new information about the next season of Fortnite, obviously being season 3, which will be releasing on May the 2nd. But we are here right next to the Midas drum gun. I think we'll try and pick it up. We do have 2 dilbits on us. Okay, let's just open up this door real quick, and here we go. Man, I actually love this thing so much. This thing, honestly, I think it probably deserves a nerf, to be honest. Oh, we have somebody here. Oh my god, that guy literally stood no chance against the drum gun. Oh my goodness, what's going on over here? Well, you know, we did have to rock the Chewbacca skin. It's actually probably one of my favorite Star Wars skins, I'm not gonna lie. Down you go. I haven't actually used this lawless stink rifle yet, so down you go, Peter Griffin. GG's, boys. So first up, when it does come to the next season of Fortnite, it looks like we're going to be seeing some of the remaining Star Wars skins that we have not yet seen in the game before. With one of the big ones actually being Emperor Palpatine, as I believe he's one of the biggest Star Wars characters who's not actually in the game just yet, and we've actually had him in Fortnite already in the past. If you remember, during the May the 4th event back in Chapter 4, we did actually have an Order 66 event that took place on the island, where more or less all of the NPCs would actually shoot you on sight, obviously being the clone troopers, which was a direct reference scenes from the movies, which I actually thought was pretty cool. And we did hear Emperor Palpatine in the middle of that match actually say execute Order 66, which I thought was a nice little touch. And well, it looks like he's finally going to be arriving in the game. Consider we do know Fortnite has actually been working on a brand new Force Lightning ability for years now, which they've never actually put in the game. Considering we've obviously had Force abilities already where you're able to double jump, you're able to use different pushing abilities, pulling abilities, and also being able to throw giant pieces of rock at people, which I thought was actually pretty sick. But the Force Lightning ability has nowhere to be seen, considering it's actually been worked on for quite some time now. And while one of the only Star Wars characters who can actually fit into this category is actually Palpatine, considering he can actually use Force Lightning. So obviously they've been holding off on this mythic ability for obviously the arrival of Palpatine himself. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was going to be the big bad of the next season, just like the way we obviously did see Doctor Doom back during the Absolute Doom season. And honestly, I think that's pretty cool. You can be sure to let me know down in the comments what you think about that, and would you guys be excited to pick up Emperor Palpatine in Fortnite? But don't worry, it's going to get even better, as we do actually have some other pretty cool characters that I'm super excited to see. But I did also think it was worth noting the fact that we're supposed to be seeing the arrival of a brand new giant monster next season as well. And while not on the scale of Godzilla, which I think honestly would be pretty cool if we had Godzilla back in the game, but I wouldn't honestly be surprised if this was actually going to be the arrival of a Rancor, which is a giant monster alien that is basically from the Star Wars universe. And I think it would be pretty cool if we were actually able to ride these creatures basically across the island, causing havoc, or potentially even play as them. I think Fortnite honestly could do something pretty cool if we were able to do that. Seeing as we've obviously been able to play as Doctor Doom and also Godzilla and use some pretty insane abilities I never thought would have been possible in the game. But having a Rancor in Fortnite I think would honestly be super cool, and it definitely would fit in line with us having a giant monster-like creature. But also we do actually have the arrival of another pretty cool skin, which I think is probably going to be one of the troll skins we do get for Season 3, being for the arrival of Jar Jar Binks. As I think everybody can agree, the Jar Jar memes are honestly probably some of the funniest Star Wars memes we have. And I do think it would honestly be pretty cool if we had Jar Jar Binks make his way into Fortnite, considering he is such a big Star Wars character. And I believe the whole Star Wars community just loves him. And yeah, not a whole lot to say about it, but definitely pretty cool that we could be seeing Jar Jar Binks make his way into Fortnite finally. Seeing as I believe we have almost all of the major Star Wars characters already in the game. Seeing as we already have Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Anakin Skywalker, and so many others. So be sure to keep an eye out on that. But it doesn't even stop there, considering it does look like we're also going to be seeing the arrival of a brand new C-3PO skin. And I think it's honestly a bit of a weird one that we haven't seen C-3PO in Fortnite already. I believe we only actually have him as a backbling for Chewbacca, which you can see right here. And well, it looks like you guys are finally going to be able to play as a full-form C-3PO inside of Season 3, which I think would be pretty cool. I honestly hope the edit styles are pretty sick, such as the arrival of a gold style, probably basically a battle damage version, and maybe even a prototype version as well. And obviously this would make sense as well, considering we do know that Fortnite Battle Passes are no longer exclusive, meaning that in 18 months time after the season, they can actually make their way into the Fortnite item shop, which is pretty cool. So obviously some of these big characters are not going to be locked to the Battle Pass. And the same does apply for the Absolute Doom season. All of those skins from that season's Battle Pass will also be in the item shop at a later date. So you don't need to worry about forever losing all of these iconic characters if you don't actually pick up the next season's Battle Pass. So be sure to keep an eye out for that as well. Oh, we got some more peeps here. I think we need to do damage with exotic weapons, so I think we'll try get that challenge done real quick here. We had a man hiding in a bush. What were you doing, bro? But also for another edition inside of the next season of Fortnite, it looks like we could also be seeing the arrival of brand new flyable spacecrafts, which I think would honestly be pretty sick and super chaotic on the Fortnite island. Imagine flying a TIE Fighter or even the Millennium Falcon across the island. I really wonder how they would actually be able to balance this out, and definitely would make for a pretty stacked season, considering you're going to be able to fly basically spaceships across the entire island, which I think could be a little controversial, considering the last time we had a season that was basically themed around vehicles, a lot of people didn't really like it. But I think having spacecrafts from the Star Wars universe make their way into the game would actually be pretty sick. Imagine having dogfights with other players in the middle of a match, especially in the final circle. I think this is probably gonna be a recipe for disaster, to be honest, but still, I'm pretty excited for it. But we do also have two other skins as well upcoming in just a moment, so be sure you stay tuned. But we do only have 6 people left, and it looks like we may have a few of them in this general area here. There you go, buddy. Guys just chilling in the river down here. GG's. Oh my goodness. If you have the drum gun in the middle of a match, you're easily just dominating the lobby. Oh, and we got the last guy as well. Right here. Oh, he's stuck at this thing. And GG's, bro. Back to the lobby with you. And well, obviously, last year when we had the Absolute Doom season, not every single skin was actually from Marvel, considering we obviously had the arrival of Wolverine and also Captain Jones. And well, it looks like we're going to be seeing something very similar happen yet again with a brand new Jones skin making its way into the brand new Star Wars season, where it looks like he is actually going to be dressed up as a Resistance member, which I think actually does look pretty cool, to be honest. So it does look like this is going to tie into the storyline. Obviously, you can see Jones here. And with this, we should also expect to see a brand new Hope skin as well. Maybe even her wearing a Jedi outfit, kind of similar to Rey, or maybe even the Ahsoka skin, which honestly I think would be pretty cool. Obviously, the storyline here in Chapter 6 does seem to be off to a really good start with everything going on with the 0 point right now. So maybe Palpatine is somehow trying to get the 0 point for himself. But still pretty cool. Obviously, expect those skins to make their way into the next season's Battle Pass and potentially some other Fortnite original mashups, as I honestly think it would be pretty cool if we did see the arrival of a Chewbacca-like Pewee skin, just for the memes. But you can be sure to let me know down in the comments if you guys are excited for the brand new season of Fortnite, as obviously we're getting even more leaks about it every single day. But unfortunately, that is all we pretty much have time for here in today's video. And if you did watch all the way to the very end of it, be sure to drop this word down in the comments alongside with your Epic Games ID. If you're not already, do consider using my support code YTORAY inside of the Fortnite item shop, as it greatly supports the channel. Hashtag that. If you did enjoy, do be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.